Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and it's time for our next Saturday with Stacy YouTube class number 381. We have power. It's Friday night. It's late Friday. I'm hoping that this YouTube loads in time for Saturday morning 8 a.m. We'll have to wait and see, but we have power, so I'm just thrilled. Now, for those of you who are unaware, Scrapbooking Made Simple is located in sunny Southern California, where the Santa Ana winds blow fiercely. We are also a desert community, and we've had no rain for years. We also are a wildfire community. So when those Santa Ana winds kick up, and they get up to about 80 miles an hour, our power company, to help mitigate the chances of a wildfire, will shut the power off to businesses and homes in a specific region if they feel that that region is susceptible to a wildfire. Hello, welcome to Scrapbooking Made Simple, home to the region that's susceptible to a wildfire, both my house and my business. So since November, the power company has shut my power off to my business for 7 days in totality, 7 working days in totality. So for over a week, so what is that? That's 40, and that's a full 40-hour week plus 2 days that we have been shut down by the power company in hopes of stopping a wildfire. And I totally get that. But by gosh, it makes it hard when you're trying to do business and ship orders and process orders and place orders. Holy smokes, artichokes. So I'm happy today that our power is turned on. We're back to work and pushing through as best as we can. But yeah, seven working days since November they've shut us down. It's a lot. Now, I have a wonderful YouTube for you today, but I think before we get there, so update on the warehouse sale. We received in the last pallet that we were waiting for from Ellison, and thank you everybody for your understanding and your patience. We would love to get this product to you as quickly as possible, but with the year we have had, even manufacturers have had to close their businesses due to potential scares and to keep their employees healthy. So everybody is working at a diminished capacity in their staff, and we're just glad to still be in business. And I think a lot of manufacturers are feeling the same. So from them and me to you, thank you for your understanding. This has taken longer than we had anticipated, but who knew that what would be happening this year would continue to happen? What started last March is still going on, and people are still working from home. People are still unemployed. People are still skeleton crews. And but the good news is it arrived. It's been unpacked. Now the only thing we're doing is putting it in numerical order. We got to have everything in numerical order, and once that's done, we are good to go. What does this mean for you? This means that if you placed your order within the first, I would say 5 minutes of the warehouse sale, we're going to pull the first 200 orders. Now, the first 200 orders, there may be 100 people who have already paid, and there may be 100 people who haven't paid yet, who are on pay later. We're going to separate out those pay later invoices, and we're going to start sending you your invoices. As you pay them, because that was the agreement, I'd buy all the merchandise in advance and you'd pay when it was time. We'll put those orders back in numerical order, take them upstairs, and we will fill all 200 orders. At the same time, we take them up at the same time. When we get about 100 orders in, we'll pull the next 200 orders out of our book downstairs and repeat the process. We'll separate out the people who chose to pay later. We'll send them their invoices. They will pay. We'll put those orders back in numerical order, and when we're done with the first 200, we'll send up the next 200, and this process will continue until we're done. So I'm excited to say, yay, we get to start. I wish it was sooner, but then again, I'm just glad to be in business at all, and I'm just glad that this sale helped keep other manufacturers in business at a time when no, I mean, at a time that was just very, very scary, and nobody knew what was going to happen and whether their doors would remain open or not. So it is your support, not just of me, but of all of those manufacturers who participated in that sale. They all say thank you. They do. They all appreciate you so much, and they appreciate your understanding that they are under the same guidelines and safety rules as everybody else, and they have done their best to get everything to us as quickly as possible. But it's here. Okay, I do have winner chicken dinner to talk about, so let's do that really quick before I move on. So winner chicken dinner, I've got 2 of you. We always have 2 of you. If you want a chance to be a winner chicken dinner, hit the subscribe button, hit that that heart down there that says SMS, subscribe to us, watch the YouTube, post a comment that's nice. As long as it's nice, I'll post it. I'll post constructive criticism. I do. I will post those. I will let those comments come through. But if you're not nice, I don't know, if you just want to type to vent, you can. But if you're going to be mean does not work in my world. Okay, rose-colored glasses. Okay, they're not really rose-colored glasses, but in my life, that's where we live. We like to think that people, when given the opportunity, will do good, will do the right thing. So do the right thing. You don't have to tell me that you hated what I showed you, or that manufacturer is awful, or I'm awful. It's okay. We don't need to know. I'll pass. So post something nice. I'll approve it. You get into a running to be a winner chicken dinner, and you get a $25 gift card. And it can be anything. It doesn't have to be about me at all. In fact, I'd prefer if it wasn't. Tell me about your fur babies. Tell me about your grandkids. Tell me about your children. Tell me about something that happened with your parents. Maybe they just celebrated their 50th anniversary. Tell me that you got a job. Oh my gosh, I would celebrate that with you. If you were unemployed and were finally able to get a new job, tell me those wonderful things. That's what we want to hear. We want to celebrate people and their accomplishments and their milestones in life, and we want to build them up and not tear them down. So, people who helped build us up in the world, I have 2 of you. Oh, and they both are girls. Congratulations. I know one of these names, and I know I didn't pronounce it right the first time she won. I don't remember what year it was, and I'm sure I'm not going to pronounce it right now either. But Diane, you'll forgive me. You've been around for a long time. You know I'm dyslexic. You know I try. And you know I make up for it with a $25 gift card, so forgiveness is a little easier. Diane, I'm going to say drat. I'm going to assume that the G is silent, and I'm going to say drat. Diane Drat, if that's you, you're a winner chicken dinner. Congratulations. But you're not alone. Our second winner chicken dinner is, Kathy. Kathy with a K, but that's as far as I can get. Kathy with a K. What is with these silent letters? They throw me off. And I think the H is silent too, but I'm not sure. Rower. Kathy, rower? No, that's not right, but that's okay, Kathy. You're going to forgive me. Kathy, is that you? Because if it is, you also are a winner chicken dinner of a $25 gift card. And you probably thought I'd never call your name Kathy, and then you probably thought, and she's not going to be able to pronounce it either. She's not going to be able to pronounce it either. You would be right, I wasn't, but that's okay. The $25 is in your account waiting for you. Congratulations. Go spend it, enjoy it, find something that will make your heart happy. And of course, we have to do our winner chicken dinner dance. Are you ready? Okay. You're a winner chicken dinner. You're a winner chicken dinner. Wahoo. Ka-choo for you. All right, Kathy and Diane, you don't have to do anything to claim your prize. Just go enjoy it and make something with whatever you get that you can give to somebody that makes their heart happy. Elevate. That's what we need to do. Elevate. Now, what do I have for you today? Well, after last week, which was Spellbinders and Becca Feekin and her new dies, her 3-dimensional box slide cards, which were amazing, but a little, not something that everybody's going to want to put the time into. I said, Stacy, I need to do something this week that is like, whoo, a little decompress. So I went tooling around on the websites of several of my manufacturers that I really love, love, love. And if I can't sleep, I'll go tooling on their websites and see what I can find on the wholesale site. I found something from Creative Expressions, actually a few things that I really liked. And I thought, oh, I wonder if I can get these at a really good price. So then I sent off an email. Can I get these at a really good price, Lizanne, at Creative Expressions? And lo and behold, I could. And so I thought, oh, you know what? This is something basic, something that maybe a good portion of you have seen before, but then also something that you may have forgotten, or something that a new crafter would never know to do. I can't assume everybody has been crafting since dirt. I just can't. I have to think that some of you are brand new, and I want to show you something that is so easy and so affordable and so that it will just make your heart happy. I have that for you. I also have the next collection of Simply Defined dies. This collection was supposed to have launched March last year, meaning it was designed and in hand, the product was in hand March of last year. But then things happened March of last year. And so it got pushed all the way to January of this year. And in that time between March and January, while I knew that there were these 6 dies up here, actually they're die and stamp sets, as I was thinking about it, I thought, gosh, there was really some other things I would have loved to have been able to do with this collection. There were some add-on things I wanted to do, and I thought, well, maybe we'll just do it. So I added a few more standalone dies to this collection, which now makes the collection, instead of 6 dies and stamps sets, I now have 9 total SKUs. 6 die and stamp sets and 3 standalones. And then I'm thinking, well, how am I ever going to do a I want it all bundle? Is it and I wanted all of the die and stamp sets and then I wanted all of just the dies? And I no. I'm just going to put all 9 SKUs together and then just give you a phenomenally low price, considering we've been sitting on it for a year. I just broke my heart that I couldn't bring it to you last March, but there was so much going on in the world that we just sidestepped, but I have it now. So the I Want It All bundle will contain every single SKU, Simply Defined die and stamp or just die set that I have for you today. You're going to get all 9 of them, and I did it for an incredibly low price. I figure if there's ever a time to really reach out and try and make something as affordable as I possibly can, even on my product, now's a good time. So I want to say that it was supposed to be around it would have retailed for $140 for all 9 SKUs, and I want to say I did it for $79.99. We are limited as to how much we have. We don't have thousands of these. So there will be some in open stock, but the majority will be part of the I Want It All bundle. It is a fur babies collection. It's pets. And you're like, I don't do pets. Well, no, but maybe your friends do. And wouldn't this be a lovely gift for Christmas for them? I've got cats and I've got dogs. I've got all sorts of stuff. So we're going to start simple. I'm going to start with the product from Creative Expressions that is also at a phenomenal price, because I couldn't sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning and went onto the Creative Expressions site and said, ooh, I didn't know they had these, and oh, I didn't know they had those, and I wonder if I can get them. And I did. So we're going to start there, and then we're going to progress into my dies and stamps, and I'm going to keep it pretty simple this week, just because last week was so, even on the live chat stopped. Not because nobody was there to live chat. There was over 600 of you online, but everybody was so focused in on the steps to get that 3-dimensional slider box card done. So this time we're just going to easy peasy it. That's it. We're just going to easy peasy it and feel the calm and the relaxation come over us. All right. Are you ready? I'm going to tilt on down. We're going to get started for today. It's good to see you all. Down we go. Bye. Of course, if you're new, you're like, does she really talk this much? Well, yes, she really does. If you ever wanted to take pity on my husband, now's probably a good time, because I talk to him this much too. Let's go this way just a little bit. How's that? Okay. How's that? Okay. So I want to show you 2 cards. This one is done. Look at, isn't that a cutest little, isn't he just darling? I love him. I love him. A cute little face. So I want to show you 2 cards made with the same die set, but look completely different. So this one was stamped on a bronze copperish paper, and then it was heat embossed with a bronze copperish embossing powder. So it's kind of a tone on tone look. But wait, same little kitty cat, but look at him here. Isn't he so cute? Done with an embossing powder and some alcohol ink or some watercolor. No, that looks like, or maybe some, I don't know. I'm thinking that might be alcohol ink. So cute. Same guy, same little kitty cat and his little mischievous smile and his curly tail, but 2 totally different looking cards. And that's the beauty of dies and stamps, is that you can make them whatever you want. You can take them to your aesthetic and tone on tone and kind of soft, or hey there, it's up to you. So I'm gonna start, before I start with the dies and stamps, I am gonna start with creative expressions. And I've got 2 bundles for you. I've got 2 standalone items. So I saw these on Creative Expressions. And they're these cute little hearts and rounds, and they're kind of blingy. These kind of have a yellowy, ivory, amber look to them. But I thought when I saw them, gosh, wouldn't these make the cutest little paws on the doggies, or wouldn't the little hearts or the little rounds make cute little dog, like the dog collar, the nameplate? I thought they were so adorable. And so I brought them in because thankfully they were very kind to me and I was able to get them at a super good price. And the hearts are a variety of sizes. So let me just grab a piece of paper. So you get, gosh, I don't even know if it says. Looks like you get 30 hearts, 33 sizes. You get 24 of the rounds. And then I love these. These were my favorite because I loved how big and chunky they were. And so this is going to be in a bundle. And that's the only way we're going to sell them, is in the bundle. But you're gonna get a rock star price for it. I mean, a rock star price. So I wanted to play with these first, and let me pull a piece of paper. And let's put some hearts. And maybe I even take out one of my, I love these. So these are on the liner. So what can I do with these besides keeping them white? Well, those of you who have been crafting since the age of time know that with an alcohol-based marker, you can change the look of these. You're like, what do you mean an alcohol-based marker, for those of you who are new? Well, anything that is alcohol-based would be like a Bic or a Sharpie marker, or Marabou markers. I'm glad to have these Marabou. We used to tell you to go buy Bics and Sharpies. Now I'm at least able to say we've got the Marabou markers, and Marabous are beautiful product, nicer than your Bic and Sharpie, a better quality product, and it has the dual tip, which neither of those have. I really love the dual tip, so that you have a fat tip and you have a small tip. Now your Spectrum Noir alcohol markers would work, your Copics would work, alcohol ink would work. Just keep in mind that because you're doing this as an embellishment, you don't want to take your most expensive ink to do this with. So either get yourself some Bics or some Sharpies, or pick up the Marabous. I would hate for you to use your Copic markers to change the color. And changing the color is just that simple. You literally just go in and color over the top. Now, because it's an alcohol-based ink, alcohol evaporates immediately, which means this ink dries immediately. Several of you want me to add an A to my CDPs of ink because alcohol actually dries faster than a chalk-based ink, a dye-based ink, or a pigment-based ink. So I guess we'll have to change it to an A CDP of inks. But just like that, I took and made a red one out of a white one. And the color stays. Color doesn't rub off. Color stays. Now, if you don't like the color, can you get rid of the color? Sure you can. You just use some alcohol, some hand sanitizer. And that's going to take that color right off and let you start again. But you can go in and change these to anything you want them to be, which is always a nice little added benefit to an embellishment. If you had these hearts and you bought these hearts and you bought them and they were all red, well, you'd be stuck with all red hearts. And how many times do you really need to use red hearts? Maybe you want, this week you want a red heart, and maybe next week you want a pink heart, and maybe the week after you want a blue heart. I don't know. Or maybe the cards that you're making, one card has a pink heart, one card has a red heart, and one card has a blue heart. Well, if you start with clear and you use your alcohol markers, you can make them to whatever it is you want. You're not limited. And anytime you're being creative and you're not limited, that's like a bonus. That's like woohoo! I mean, truly, when you have an opportunity to take something so easy and so pretty and make it into a unique something for you, well, who doesn't like that opportunity? It's a money saver. It doesn't take any time at all. You're not buying blue and pink and red. And will this work on just plain old bling, plain old rhinestones? Absolutely it will. Gosh, I haven't bought a colored well, I have some for the store, but I haven't bought a colored rhinestone and I can't tell you how long. I buy the sizes that I like, and then, like I said, maybe today I want to use this blue one on something. And maybe tomorrow, maybe I like that blue one. Isn't that blue one pretty? I don't know if it's zooming in or not. I can't tell. So look at how sparkly they are. They just wink at you. They're like, hi. But then maybe next week I want, I don't know. Let's see what the yellow looks like. And next week I want a yellow one. Why limit yourself if you don't have to? See, look at that yellow. Comes through beautifully sharp. Oh, yeah, look at that yellow. I hope it comes through. I can't tell if it's come through on camera or not. You'll have to say, yeah, we can see it, or no, we can't. So coloring embellishments has been around forever, and it really did start with something as simple as a rhinestone and an alcohol marker, whether it be your Bic, your Sharpie, your Marabou. Like I said, your Marabou permanent markers, it has to be a permanent marker. And when you think of permanent marker, think of anything that you could write on metal or plastic with. If you can draw on metal or plastic with it, it is a permanent marker. If you get out your Tombow markers and try to do this, it's going to wipe right off. If you get out your Memento markers and try to do this, it's going to wipe right off. If you get out your Tim Holtz markers and try to do this, it's going to wipe right off because you are working on something that is non-porous. For all intents and purposes, it's a plastic, and you need something that's going to dry on the plastic. So love our little blings. They make my heart very, very happy. Love the colors of them. See, what a perfect way to make a nice little added embellishment if you're doing cards or just to add a little finishing touch on your scrapbook layouts where it's not messy. It doesn't take long to do. It doesn't hurt your marker. And it is so effective. Creatively, it's effective and it's cost effective. So I brought these in from Creative Expressions. And like I said, we have the bundle. So you get the hearts and you get the circles and you get the squares on a bundle. But then they didn't have enough. I guess I can leave that one over here. They didn't have enough of this one for me to bundle. I wish they had, but they didn't. These are also hearts, but they've got this little detail to them. They're very pretty. They're very, very pretty on their own, but they're equally as pretty once you color them. Same thing. Just take my pen. Can you see how quickly that's coloring? This is not, well, I hate to say it, some of you may be rocket scientists, and I appreciate what you do for a living and the education you had to put in behind it, but this is not that. This is wahoo kachoo, I am done. This is, ooh, these are so pretty and so easy. And because you only have to color one at a time, you use them only when you need them, and you didn't have to spend a lot of money getting all different colored hearts. Ooh, so easy. And you might just want to leave them clear. I don't know. This one we're selling all by itself. And then the bundle. So I wanted to start there because it's super easy. No stress. You can just sit there and color as you wish. And then if you don't like them, oh, I wonder if I can do this. If you don't like them, well, you can erase. I'm just using a little bit of hand sanitizer in a bottle. No, these are not in yet. They were delayed. So Ozzy Andrew knows that I want them the minute they're available. But look at, I just took it right off. It doesn't wipe off unless you take it off. These don't, the ink doesn't come off until you take it off. And maybe I didn't like the red, so I took the red off. And now maybe I want to add the red or the yellow, and I wanted it to be a yellow heart because when I put it on my project, the red just wasn't working for me. Okay, so now I'm going to make it a yellow heart. And once that alcohol in the ink has had a chance to evaporate, it doesn't wipe off. Unless you want it to. Isn't that nice? Not only do you have creativity and affordability, you have the opportunity to hit the back button and say, oh no, I didn't want that after all. That also doesn't happen frequently in life where you get to hit the back button and say, yeah, that wasn't working for me. Let me try again. There you go. So these are sold on their own. The others are sold in a bundle. But that's not the only thing I brought in from Creative Expressions. See, and don't you think that would make the hearts will make the cutest little collars on the little doggies and kitty cats, and the little squares will be so cute. They just made my heart happy. So that's not the only thing I brought in from Creative Expressions. While I was tooling around, they had what they call, I guess, finishing touches, or it's part of their embellishment line. And these are pretty little pearl embellishments. Are they pretty little pearl embellishments? And they're all self-adhesive. wonder if I have a piece of, well, let's see, do I have a piece of black paper? Yeah. So, pretty little embellishments. Look at how sweet is that. But again, it's white. What if you didn't want to leave it white? What if you wanted to make it a color? Same thing. I leave it right on the liner, which is the plastic piece, and then I can come in and decide what colors I want it to be. Do I need blue stars? Do I want to make this kind of a snowflake looking item? Do I want to make it a, gosh, I don't know, a sunbursty kind of item? What is it that I want it to be? Do I want to do yellow here? And then red here. Talk about something easy for the kids to do. And then to decorate boxes or little card bases with, because all they're doing is coloring. And if you don't like it, you just wipe it off with some alcohol. Love these. I love how simple they are and how easy they are to work with. Give that alcohol a moment to dry. And they're all self-adhesive. Oh, I just popped that one off. Stacy Park. Well, next time I'll have to be a little more careful. Pop it off. And let me see if I can put that one back on. Tweezers, please. And my little guy popped right off, so I'm going to see if I can put him back on because I got him with my nail, which haven't been done in like a year. There we go. Easy peasy. Fixed. Easy. So they didn't have enough of this one either for me to put into a bundle. So we have this one open stock for you as well. But what they did have is 6 different swirly shapes, and it's a left and a right. So it's a mirror image of each other. Each swirly shape has a left and a right, which I thought was pretty cool. So a left and a right. No, different. Okay. Yeah, those two go together, and then this must be the third one, and I must have used one somewhere. Oh, I did, it's right there. So, pearly shapes, 6 of them. Well, there is 6 of them in the bundle. 6 of them in the bundle. And again, we did them for a rock star price. I can't remember if it's, what is it? 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I can't remember if it was like $14 for the 6 of them, and then we brought it down. I really, I'm gonna let. Does she mark it? I wonder if she put a tag on them. No, there's no tag on them. I want to say that it was like $9.99. You were gonna get all 6 of them for $9.99. Maybe it was even less than. No, I want to say it was $9.99. But you're in the same boat. What if you're not in love with the white? What if you like the pearls and you're like, oh gosh, I haven't used those in a long time? Or what if you already have things like this in your stash that you haven't used for a long time? So those of you who are new are like, ooh, I like those. Those are very, very pretty. And the other ones are like, oh, I've had those and haven't pulled them out in forever. What if I took my pen and while it's on that liner, this plastic thing, see, this plastic thing doesn't let the ink, see, it lets you move it around a little bit, but then when it's dry, did you see how fast that dried? So I could smear it around a little bit, but then when it's dry, it doesn't move. So I'm going to color these right on top. And I can just go in and I'm going to use a light touch and I'm going to smear it around a little bit. I'm going to draw a little bit on and then I'm going to smear it around a little bit. So I'm using my finger. Draw it on and smear around. And by smearing it a little bit, that lets the pearlescent still come through. It doesn't cover up that pearlescent, but now I'm changing the color from a white to this beautiful blue. And I don't care if it gets on that plastic liner because at some point I'm going to peel it off and use it. Now there used to be a time where people would buy these in all sorts of colors and you'd have to wait till the right card or the right layout to use the red or the pink or the purple. Not for a while have we done that. We've evolved and got smart and said, well, geez, we'll just use the cream colored ones, the white ones, and we can change them to whatever color we want. So then manufacturers really stopped making colored pearl swirls and accents in these beautiful flourishes and did just like I said, the white and the cream color, because they knew we were just going to take it and make it whatever color we wanted. Really gives you the opportunity to make the most of your budget when you're not limited. You can use them for what you need them for. Yeah, they used to make these in the colors of the collections. But you can do that all by yourself. So any pearl embellishment that you have, you can change the color to. Now I will attest, I am not the best at pulling these things off. I will tell you right now, I am not the best for doing that. I have learned that doing it this way, where my pearl stays on the top, where my liner is at the bottom and I'm pulling up, is not working for me. I do better if I flip it upside down so that my pearls come off upside down like this. And that way they're kind of laying in my hand in the design, because there's lots of little flourishes and swirlies and curly cues. And even then, and a little bit of spit on the back of this doesn't hurt, on the back of the sticky, just so you can work with them and move them. Even then, I kind of struggle sometimes pulling them off. I don't know if it's my age and my eyesight, but since I have my readers on, I tend to do a much better job than without. And I just kind of pull it off, kind of upside down. And that way I can see it. Sticky. Now I know somebody out there has got the most amazing way to get these off. And if you do, please share and I will include it in an upcoming YouTube on a great tip on how to do it. But I have found backwards for me. See, it's upside down, but at least I have it all off in one piece. Now, I can take a little bit of spit on my fingers or a little bit of water, whatever. Nobody's gonna touch the back side of this on your Carter project, so you're not transferring anything. It's just to add a little bit of wetness to the back side where the sticky is, so that when I do flip it over, I can work with it a little bit better. And it doesn't stick so much to me. And I can move it a little bit better. Okay, that one. Come on, that one in there, that one in there, and then this one. is down here. And then the only other one that is kind of sticking to each other is right there. But I took care of that too because I had a little bit of moisture on the back. And bam! Not white anymore. So cute, so pretty, so elegant. Talk about on a wedding album or a little girl's baby album or an anniversary card or a very feminine birthday card. But that's not the only thing we can do with them. Nope. What if you don't want them just one color? Let's see if I do. This one looks to be the other side. So this is I have the left and the right, so I've pulled the same one out, only the mirror image of it. Hard to see because they're white, but if you look, it is the mirror image, yes. If you look, it is the mirror image. And that's what you'll get. You'll get 3 different designs with a left and a right for a total of 6. This time I want to even pizzazz it up more. So how do I do that? Easy peasy. What colors do we want to use? Let's use, well, I did that one over there, but I suppose I could do that one over here too. But no, I'm going to use some of the colors that I used before. So that one and that one and that one. Okay, I've grabbed 3 colors. I'm going to start with my blue at the bottom. And again, I'm just going to kind of get it in there and then smudge it around. Oh, this is a different color. I grabbed a different color, so what am I going to do? I didn't want that one. I wanted the one I had used before. What am I going to do? Let's just get it a little wet. Let's take off a little of that color. And let me go back in with the one I wanted. Oh, better. So I'm using the same color I did on the first one. I'm getting it and I'm smudging it a little bit. And I'm coming up. And I'm gonna get some down here. And you don't want to color so hard because you don't want to lose those pearls. You don't want to just pluck them off with your pen. But you want to get that color on them. And you can go back over it several times to darken your color if you need to. Okay, so I think I've got enough of that one. Now I'm going to take my next color. So I've got enough of that one going. Now I'm going to take my next color and put that on. And I'm going to take this yellow and I'm going to go right down into that greenish blue, that teal. So I'm going to color kind of on top of that teal and smudge with my yellow. Because I want to give it an ombre look. Come up here with my yellow, and here with my yellow. And take my yellow up a little bit further. So now I've got 2 colors going on. Kind of looks like a little bit of a mess, I know, but that's okay. My last color is my pink, and I'm going to start my pink again. I'm going to start it down in my yellow, down here, and smudge. so that the pink and the yellow kind of blend in. And then I can come up here. And add my pink. And kind of smudge. Because I kind of want that ombre look. And if I'm happy, I can then go and do I want just a little bit more of this one down here? A little bit more. I can then go and pull. So now I've got a hot mess going on. Doesn't look so attractive. I mean, look at it's a mess down there. Look it up here. But when I turn it upside down and I pull it off, and somebody's going to give me the tip of the century on how to do this, an easier way of doing this. I haven't figured it out yet. But upside down seems to work best for me. I guess because it's keeping the sticker, which is what it is, flat against my hand or flat against the paper, so it doesn't have a chance to swirl and spiral and get twisty. See, but even then it got a little, it's sticking to me. See, even then that's sticking to me. So let's get it down on here and see if I can get that. Little bit of spit on my hand would go a long way. There we go. And let's just peel it off while it's laying flat against my table. So much easier. And it keeps all my little swirls pretty close to being in place. Okay, so it's down. It's upside down, but it's down. A little bit of spit, just so I can hold it and move it, and it doesn't stick to me. Spit on the adhesive side. And then flip it like an egg. Don't stick to me. Yay! Flip it like an egg. Ta-da! So just when you think you have to keep something, well, when you look at something, whether this be in your local craft store, when you see something like this and go, oh my gosh, that's so pretty, I just wish it was in this color. Well, hello there. Bam. Done. Make it one color, ombre it. I did these a little earlier. Look at how pretty the ombres are. Bam, and all done at an incredibly value price with inexpensive markers that you probably already have at home, and if not, you can get at Staples or Sam's Club or Big Lots or Walmart or Walgreens or your Rite Aid or whatever your Dwayne Reed will have Bic and Sharpie markers. And of course, Marabous. Now, Marabous are nicer Sharpie markers, and we're going to be using these next week in a project with Hero Arts. But I understand budget prevails, and if you want to go get yourself a set of Sharpies, absolutely. You're going to be able to do the same thing. So, that was the easy peasy part of this YouTube class. Now, for the dies and the stamps. Like I said, I had made 6 sets for fur babies, and they were supposed to release last year, and they didn't. So there was just too much in the world happening. So I held it for this year. And this is the set I'm going to play with first. It has the stamp of the doggy and the kitty. It has the stamp with sympathy. It has a stamp, and the stamp says, "Friends are like stars. You don't always see them, but you know that they're there. They are there." It has, I had to fill it because I had extra space, so we filled it with whatever we could. You have the little paws pop out, and you can use the little paws. And then I have dies that say, "Until you meet again at the Rainbow Bridge," in case you had to make a with sympathy card for a friend. So until you meet again at the Rainbow Bridge. Now I'm going to start with this set because when you get the set, it looks a little different. Let's see. Elena told me not to open this, but I'm going to open it anyway. Elena said, "Don't open it," but I'm going to open it anyway. So the dies are just a little bit different. That's why she told me not to open it. We've got something in there. The dies look a little different than normal. You've got one edge cut die here. You have one edge cut die here. Why would you do that, Stacy? Why don't you just have one die that does the whole going around so that I can pull it all out? Well, I'm going to show you why. There's a reason why I designed the stamps and the dies to do what they do, so that you have more option. Now, this entire set normally sells for $15.99. And if you want it open stock, it will be $15.99. But if you were to buy it in the bundle, you would get all 6 sets like this, plus the 3 standalone dies for, I'm pretty sure it's $79.99, which is a heck of a bargain. We've been, I don't know, I don't know what got into me to create 3 more sets to go with it, but it did, so I love them all. And I'm such a fur, I love my Glinda. We miss Spencer, and I know all of you have pets as well that you care about, or have friends who have pets that are their companion and their comfort and their therapist and their buddy, and so they mean so much to us. So I'm going to start with this set today. See, there's the set of, here's this one. There's the stamp, and then all the dies to go with it. And all the stamp sets have dies that work this way. So I'm going to show you how to use them because it is a bit different. Now, the stamp that I've chosen has, let me get a block and my gush mat. The stamp set that I'm using, this one here, has an area of the stamp where it is a solid image. It's a solid stamp. You're like, what does that mean, Stacy? Well, you can see that the trees, so the cat and the dog are made up of trees with stars going above it so that you can make a beautiful like nighttime scene. So you can stamp your sentiment. Your friends are like star sentiment. And this being a solid image means that the ink you use, you can use Memento, you can use Stampin' Up, you can. There's lots of inks out there that are going to work fine, but anytime you have that solid image, you always run the risk of that ink kind of giving you little speckly spots. And I wanted to use an ink that's going to give me the most solid image I could get. And that's with my India ink from Hero Arts. It really makes that dark black area dark black. And again, you can try the inks that you have because all inks work a little different. I can tell you that the Memento ink it was nice, it was okay, it wasn't great. It was not as intense, it was not as dark, and it was a little splotchy, I guess is the word. So I'm gonna start just by stamping this. And scissors. And I'm stamping using my Couture Creations block set. It's a great little block set. You get 5 blocks for $12.50 in this handy little storage container. Once you buy a set of blocks, you never need to buy another set unless you go bigger. Or if you have a stamp press, that's gonna work well for you too. So I'm using my Couture Creations blocks, and I'm gonna ink it up with my India ink. It is India ink from Hero Arts. It's a black ink. And I even tried their intense black and it was just okay. This was better. It really, I mean, look at that. Holy smokes, artichokes, right? Go get your black ink and see if that's the kind of coverage you get. Holy smokes, artichokes. Now, because I'm not using a stamp platform and it is a little bit of a bigger stamp, I can either choose to stamp, put my paper down and stamp into it, or I can leave my stamp up. Oh, I just got my finger on it. And just do a light massage. Make sure I get that whole area. Now I understand somebody was talking about taking a dry erase eraser, and that way you could hold it and go over it because maybe your hands don't lay as flat as mine do. And that's a brilliant idea. Go get yourself from Walmart or Walgreens or wherever a dry erase, eraser that's got that thickness that you can hold on to, and then go over and add your pressure to the whole thing. That's very smart. Not my idea, but brilliant. Something that's easily obtainable by you. It does not have a scrapbooking label on it, so the price is far less. And oh yeah, see, look at that black. That black looks yummy. You cannot get this same black with a Memento black stamp pad. You just can't. That color is gorgeous. Okay, so I'm gonna wipe this off real quick. Your stamp may eventually get stained a little bit. See how that's stained a little bit, but don't worry about it. As long as your stamp wipes off clean, when you go to stamp again, you're not gonna transfer your color. So I've got my stamped image and now I want to die cut. And remember how I told you that there were 2 edge dies? Well, these 2 edge dies are what make up my doggy and my kitty. They make up my doggy and my kitty. Oh, I just moved it, of course I did, but I'm not die cutting it, so that's okay. When I put these 2 dies together, or when I cut this stamped image with both of these dies, that's what's going to allow this die to come all the way out of the paper. So let's pull over my die cutting machine and let's hope that it doesn't go like it normally does. Well, it's not the machine that does, it's my camera. The stabilizer on my camera. When my die cutting machine goes ka-thunk, my camera goes Did you get the kathunk and the zzz? So I'm gonna put my paper here and I'm gonna grab my first die. And my first one goes to my little doggy. And oh, gotta put my cut plate down. Can't go straight to my magnetic platform. I am working with a magnetic platform today. I'm working with a magnetic platform because I'm doing a stamp and die cut. A magnetic platform from Sizzix does not come with your machine. It is an added little extra that if you do stamp and dies, you may want to own. It's a want. It's not necessarily a need, because if you just use the platform that comes with your machine, you can still achieve the same results. You may just need to washi tape your dies into place so they don't move. The beautiful thing about the magnetic platform is that the metal from the die and the magnetic from the platform it doesn't move. I don't have to use any kind of washi tape or painter's tape to put it down. It is a nice little feature. Is it a mandatory feature? No. Will you be able to use these dies in your machine without having it? Absolutely. Can you use these dies in a Cuttlebug? Yes. Can you use them in a Vagabond? Yes. Can you use them in a Gemini? Yes. Can you use them in a Big Shot Plus or a Big Shot Pro? Yes. So my Simply Defined dies are made to go through almost any manufacturer's die cutting machine. Okay. So I've sent it through. And now I'm going to grab my little kitty. And I'm going to line my little kitty up to the best of my abilities. I'd really love to be standing over this so I can see better, but that's okay. To the best of my abilities. And then I'm going to send it on through. And what's going to happen? Ta-da! And you're like, okay, yeah, I get that. Why didn't you just make a die that did the whole thing? Then I only have to cut once. Or can you put both of these together and cut at the same time? You can. You just need to line it up. Be careful how you're lining it up. But let's put him aside and let's grab that other piece of paper. Oh, you know what? I'm going to grab a card base. Let's grab a card base, shall we? So I've got my card base now, and I've got my stamp, and I've got my India ink. Nice and juicy and black. Now let's see if I can get this whole thing done. Okay, ready? Okay, let's see what kind of impression I get. Down here I've got to give a good press all over because I didn't do it upside down. So I'm not going to get that that opportunity to give a good rub. I don't want to do chest compression. Chest compressions isn't going to help. You really just need to get your fingers in there and give good all over pressure only in this part because it is a solid stamp. Up here, this is all done. That's all good. That's a 1, 2, 3 ABC. But down here, it might need just a little bit more. And if I really wanted to be sure, I would flip it. See, you can flip it. And then do your rub. With that solid surface, that solid area of the stamp, I always like to give a good rub. Hopefully I didn't rotate it. Time will tell. But it's only paper. Oh, not bad. Okay, not bad. I'm okay with that one. Now I went straight to my card. Because maybe that's what you want to do. But you don't want to take the two dies. It's like, well, why would you do that? Now, how do you use the dies? Well, the reason why I made them into two is so that you can line them up and do an edge die. So when I cut this, when I send this through, it's going to leave all of this intact, but it's going to get rid of all of this over here, making the kitten, the cat, our actual edge of the card. That's why I don't need to mat it or anything, because that is going to become the edge of the card, and I would put the matting under here. So let's just do that. And let me pull a piece of, I think that's a nice color. So let me grab my die. And bring over my machine again. And this is a standard Sizzix Big Shot machine. There is no difference between a Big Shot machine and a Big Kick machine. The only difference is that they're different colors. Well, I don't even know if they're different colors anymore, but a Big Kick machine was sold in what they call a mass merchandiser, like a Michael's or a Joann's or an AC Moore when there was an AC Moore. And a Big Shot is what they sell, what Ellison Sizzix sells to independent stores like me and a mom and pop shop. We're not a big mass store, we're a mom and pop shop. So I'm gonna line that up. I'll line that up. And then put my do not cut plate over the top. And send it through. So that when I'm done, take my scissors, do a snip up here because I used an A6 size card. Zoop. Zoop. Now, my kitty cat is the edge of a card. And that's where I would put, so I would go in and color all of this, absolutely, without question. But then I would also put my mat. I'm just going to freehand. So I know this mat's a little bit big, so I'm going to tailor it on down. Not bad for a first cut. Let's take this one a little bit less. I would color this all in, absolutely. But I wanted you to see how cute is that? By keeping the dies separate so that you use them. Could I do the reverse? Yes, I suppose, yes, I could. Let's see. Let's see. Let's do one more. It only folds one way, Stacy, right? but I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do it backwards. So a card normally opens this way. I'm gonna have my card open this way. Let's see what happens. Let me grab my stamp. I want my card to open. So I'm gonna stamp on the opposite side of where I'm supposed to. I'm gonna stamp here. Let's put my dies up so I don't lose them. Let's get my Hero Arts India ink. Let's ink it. Look at it. Every time I do that, I go, oh, it's so good. It's like somebody took a printing press and a brayer and just went right over it with the best black. Oh, makes my heart happy. Okay, if I do it this way, backwards, and let's give a good press. I'm gonna, ooh, maybe I'm not. Thought I was gonna flip it over. Flip it over. So if you have a stamp platform, it's gonna make your life a little bit easier. But I just wanna make sure I get all of that black area down at the bottom, because if you miss it, you miss it. You have a stamp press, you re-ink up and you do it again. You think we're good? Oh, okay, I'm happy. So now my card is, instead of my card opening this way, now my card is gonna open that way. And I'm gonna get rid of this time. I'm gonna get rid of all the area that's by the doggy. Bring my machine back over. So you have got multiple options as opposed to just die cutting the whole image out. You can do that, but you can do so much more. And anytime you see my dies that are like this, that have the two different edges, I did a whole Christmas series like this as well, so that you had as many options as I could give you for that same low price. It costs the same to make one die that goes around the whole thing. Costs the same, one die, versus the two dies. And I thought, how cute to make these into little edges. And zoop. And so I used an A6 card, which is a little taller than an A2 card. The dies are made for A2, but I'm using an A6. So now you have one that opens, that does that way. So cute. And you have one that opens that way. So cute. And you have one that cut all the way out. 3 options. Die cutting 3 ways with one set. And of course you don't have to use the stamp. What if you just wanted to cut out the silhouette? You don't think that somebody's not gonna know that's a doggy and a cat? Of course they are. What if you don't want to use the stamp at all? What if you don't want to use the die at all? Maybe you just want to stamp. Maybe you do want to mat the front and then stamp on a piece of white the the doggy and the kitty and not use the die at all. So now you can die cut 3 ways. You can stamp a couple different ways. Options, options, options. You have them with these sets. And if you love your fur babies, or if you know people who love their fur babies, well then, pet sets are not the easiest ones to come by. And I didn't want to do anything overly cutesy. I mean, they are kind of cute, but they're not, I guess, I don't think that they're necessarily childish. Maybe that's it. They're not, you can make them youthful if you want, but then if somebody has lost their pet, you want something that's grown up and more mature and more sensitive to what they're going through, because it is a very, very hard time for people. And I really wanted to give you that opportunity to make it what you need it for the moment. Die cutting 3 different ways. 1 set. What do we think? Okay, so I'm going to keep it short today. If you can imagine, an hour and a half short, because I'm thinking that's what this will end up being. But I am going to keep it short because I do need to make sure that this loads on time, since I am a day late doing it. Well, I wouldn't be if it was power. But this is my pet collection. It's probably the only pet collection I will ever do. It's a bonus collection. You're going to get 9 SKUs instead of 6 for a wonderfully low price. And you have the opportunity to do with it as you love. And then if the dies aren't for you, I totally understand. We played with the beautiful, the bling and the hearts and the circles and the flourishes, and making them into something more. I lost them all, but making them into something more than what they were. Boy, I really did lose them. And I just let things fly all over the place here. Taking them from being just a boring white, which every now and then maybe you need that clear, but maybe every now and then you want something a little bit more special. Okay, grab yourself a marker and you can do it. So let me show you everything that's on sale, and then let me get to the samples, because we have oodles and oodles and oodles of samples. Okay, marabous will be on sale, and we'll be using them again next week. India ink will be on sale. Then we have the bundle of 6, and each one has 2 of the same style, but there's a left and a right, and a left and a right, and a left and a right. So if you're doing a scrapbook layout, you can have it on both sides of your layout, and it will look beautiful because it's the left and the right. They're going to face each other just lovely. If you're doing some kind of an altered art piece and you need the left and the right, here it is. You've got it. And again, I want to say they're $9.99 for all 6, and we are limited. Then we have the Bling. I want to say these retailed out at $4 each, so maybe this is $5.99 for all 3 sets, which will give you the opportunity to play in color until your heart's content. And then we had the single hearts that are, I think, $1.99. They were probably $4, and they're on sale for $1.99. And the stars, the little stars. And gosh, I think these are on sale for probably $1.40 for all of them. Okay. Then we also have my dies and stamps. So the one I used today gives you both ways. Gives you it cut all the way out. You've got a with sympathy. You've got friends are like stars. You don't always see them, but you know they are there. And that's so true. You've got the little heart die cuts because I had to fill space if I have empty space. And then your sentiments. until you meet again over the rainbow at the Rainbow Bridge. So this is one, and that's the one I worked with today. Then we have that cute little cat. Same thing, one way, the other way, all the way cut out. And the little birdies are to sit on his tail. I gave you 3 little birdies that you can stamp and or die cut out. A little paw, and then you are perfect. And the little birdies, they sit right up on his tail. So if you're just stamping him, you can just stamp the little birdie right up on his tail. Or if you're stamping and die cutting, you can perch the little birdie right up on his tail. But that's our other set. And then I have my dog family. So you've got your whole group of doggies. And then all cut out. Again, a much bigger paw, a dog silhouette, and then you've got some dies that say, dogs are not our whole life, but they make our lives whole. Yes, that's true. I'd love to, but my dog said no. So you've got the dies that will cut that out for you. I'd love to, but my dog said no. And can't you imagine just coloring these in and using your markers or your Gamsol, your watercolor markers or your colored pencils with your Gamsol to just color these in? Easy to do, easy peasy. Then I've got my little dude. So again, easy. He's orientated a different way, so you would be doing a landscape or a horizontal card, and you've got some little extras in there like your little clouds and your little spots and woof, best buds, and best of friends, which of course best buds you can use for your grandkids or your little ones anytime. You can use them at any time, but so cute. And then my cat face, which is really in your face, but I love him. So this one was done not with an open and close, not with an edge because he's so big. So this one was done with the frame around him. So you can either just stamp him or you can stamp and die cut and make the frame. But wait till you see the samples done with this one. Oh my gosh. And then you've got the little kitty within the stamp that goes with it. And you've got the meow and a stamp that goes with it. And then you've got, I would spend 9 lives with you. And all you need is love and a cat. Right? So cute. And then we have 2 standalone dies. One of a kitty and one of a doggy. So here's your little kitty standalone die. And of course you get a few that says kitty and you get a few little extras because I had to fill space. And then your matching doggy die. So those are standalone dies. And then we have a background die. So you can cut into paper or you can use the secondary die to cut out. You can cut, it has a rectangle die that will cut your shadow, and then you can use that rectangle die to cut this entire piece out and lay it on top. But just a really easy peasy background die. With options. Being that you cut into it, you could make it as big as you wanted. And then our buds. And here you go, here, and here, and all the way cut out. And then the elements to pop. If you wanted to pop some of your elements, and your little doggy faces if you wanted to pop them as well. So lots of options there too. And some of the words say fur babies, and everyone thinks they have the best dog. None of them are, and none of them are wrong. Everyone thinks they have the best dog. None of them are wrong. So cute, with elements to cut and pop. So hard to believe, but like I said, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the set. And I want to say it's all for $79.99. So if you're the cat person and your friend's the dog person, you buy one and you split them. I don't know what I was thinking. It was all, you know, we've been quarantined for so long. I think that I just must have had a moment. But then I'm like, because I really wanted to do this one. I really, really wanted to do this one. But anyway, if you love them, I hope you do. We're limited to them. If there's just 1 or 2 that you like, there will be some open stock. Let me show you the samples because the samples are fabulous. So this is Claire and this is Elena. So let's put Elena's back with Elena's. So first off, I want to show you a couple cards that were made just using the bling. So just using the bling and not with my dies at all. Just pretty cards using that very inexpensive and very useful clear bling and ivory pearls. Look at how pretty they are. So even if the doggies and kitties aren't for you, look at how beautiful these are. Using all of those little stars, and she colored them in the browns for the vintage look, and she added some of the little brown blings to add a little pop. So pretty. And then let's start with Belinda. And Belinda's cards. So Belinda, she always goes for the wow factor. I mean, her colors are always bold and adventurous, and you have to love Belinda for that. How cute. They're just simple and easy and achievable, even by a new crafter. It is so cute. It's so cute. So that's Belinda. Then let's do, well, Claire outdid herself. Let's just put it that way. So let's do Claire. Look at this one with the side cap. Oh my gosh, is that not crazy? Love that. Love that. And then we have where she has cut it out, die cut with the frame around it, and she's embossed in silver. These are all Claire. And look at how cute. Woof. How darling are they? And then you are perfection. Somebody who enjoys color in their life would love this card. This would be so cute on a layout. The colors just pop. And then look at her fur babies. She did this in a watercolor look. And the whoa, I caught it. The standalone die. And see the little heart blings on for their little collars. So cute. I love this one. Again, this is the standalone doggy die. And see, she added the little heart bling, but look at the color paper she used. These are all Claire. And then here's the Friends Are Like Stars. And look at, she made a little paw out of the hearts. So she took the hearts and made a little paw. That's just a really nice card for somebody who has lost their pet. So, and here's her woof, and see, look at the little, I love them as their little collars, and there's the little paw with the heart and her woof. And then the one I had shown you earlier. And then she made a gatefold card. Until you meet again at the Rainbow Bridge. And she made her fur baby book. There's the background. Are these so cute? She's got a little, I'm afraid to see what the comic says. Fred Bassett. Heel, Fred. I have never quite understood what that means as Fred's walking off. And there's the die. Here's the standalone. Is this not so cute? I love how she's got the comics incorporated. And here she just stamped right on the page, on the book page. Oh, Claire, this is so good. See, and here she just used the silhouette. These are just, oh, and here, look at the stamped image of the cat. Oh my gosh. See, I don't see these until you see these. So I am always as in awe and enamored with what the girls have done. It's all done on their own time. Claire, this is such a keeper. You did such a beautiful job. And I love this die. And there's just the silhouette. I love this die. I love that this is, oh, and a pocket at the end. Claire, you did a great job on this. Well done. Then we have Doris. Oh, wait. Claire's layout. You know what? I'll save the layouts for last because I have to zoom back. But Claire has a layout and Elena has a layout. Here's Doris. Isn't that pretty? And here's her meow. All you need is love and a cat. You can't tell me that wouldn't cheer somebody up, right? Everyone thinks they have the best dog. None of them are wrong. Here she's used another stamp sending smiles your way with the background. Look, and she used the little heart. Doris, are you proud I'm opening your cards and there's no tabs? Are you proud of me, Doris? Oh, look at this, and it says, here, kitty, on the side. You are perfect. And see, I love this. She made a shaker out of this one. Look at the puppy, and he's shakered. Oh, he's so cute. If all else fails, hug your dog. Boy, isn't that true right now. If all else fails, hug your dog. She made a shaker. Just darling. And then look at this one. Ooh. What? I opened it. Okay, Doris. Psych on me, right? Are you giggling, saying, ha? And then look at, that's the background, and there are the, oh, I moved one off. Oh, Doris, I'm so sorry. Pretend that never happened. Her little heart blings. If all else fails, hug your dog. And that's done all with the background, and then she relayered the pieces back in. She did some paper piecing. And then last but not least, and then I'll do the layouts, I have Elena. And I already showed you this one from Elena, which is just darling. And then her little double dogs. And Elena made a shaker out of this one for you. And we've got googly eye dogs. That's funny. Googly eye dogs. And then she's done a little picture. And then I don't know how much I'm gonna have to zoom back. Here's Claire's layout. Oh, maybe I'm okay. Here's Claire's layout, where she's used the dies as a stencil. These are all stenciled. And then she die cut out here. Really creative way of using the dies as a stencil. She just laid them down and used it as a stencil. I wonder what you did. I've heard stories. And then Elena did Shrinky Dink cat earrings. Elena's got Shrinky Dink cat earrings. Using the dies. And then here is Elena's layout. So she used the background. Remember when I told you the background? Look at it, looks continuous. She just put a little ribbon in between it. Looks like a continuous background on the side. She's got her stamped image here. And then her doggy and cat, you've got the little heart blings for their collars. And she even added one of the little pearls and did it in the colors, added a few colors of the paper to correspond to the paper. But there's Elena's layout page. All right, you guys. Oh, wait, one last one. Elena. Of course it is. Do you turn it on? Of course you do. Let me tilt up. Elena. So it's like a little lantern. And she's got the dies on 3 sides. Oh no, 2 sides. 2 sides, so it would sit like this. So it would sit like that with the background. Probably some dollar store find that she has manipulated and put together with some glue and some tape to make it what she wanted, and then added the dies. So that's Elena. All right, let me tilt up and say I know it was a quickie today. I tried to keep it kind of simple just because last week was a whole lot of focus, focus, focus. And next week may be a little bit of focus, focus, focus. But what I have for you, oh, swoon, not only because it's beautiful products, but some of it is a worldwide launch. And I'll be the only one that has it. Like the Spellbinders Beckett dies, I'll be the only one that has it for a little while, for quite a while. And same with next week. Then I'll be the only. Scrapbooking Made Simple was given the opportunity to launch the product, so we have it as an exclusive for a while. Today you had Simply Defined, and it's my fur babies collection, my pets. And I hope you like it. And I went overboard, so my overboard is your Wahoo Kachu savings. And then if die cutting and stamping isn't for you, I hope that you take advantage of the value that we brought from Creative Expressions, and that you remember, go pull out those flourishy things that you've had from perhaps Prima from 2008, and remember to pull out your markers and color them. You can do this. It's just easy peasy. Okay, me, Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. I will see you all next week, assuming there's power. Bye, everybody.